second time recording this video because it was raining and I didn't realize that you could hear it on the GoPro. So, how's it going, Powerstroke Nation? My name is Austin and welcome to the Powerstroke YouTube channel. If you're new, hit that subscribe button, stick around for a while. I have a 7.3 Powerstroke that I do a lot of different mods to. I review different parts and it's just pretty much the ultimate 7.3 channel, as a lot of people have claimed. So definitely stick around for a while, get something to drink, and we'll get into today's video. So today I'm going to be talking about my experience, my 100% unbiased opinion of the 2007 III, which would go from late 99 to 2004. So if you're looking into getting one, definitely check this video out. So let me start off with the backstory of my 7.3. I went over this in an old video that I did, and well, it's very cringy. It was super cringy, and let's just say I was super shy in front of a camera back then, whereas now I'm a little bit more comfortable. Well, I'd say a lot more comfortable because it was pretty bad. All right, so let's get into the backstory of my 2007 III. This truck I am the third owner of, and the first owner was a fisherman who did tours all around the state of Oregon. I think he logged about 30,000 miles onto the odometer and traded it in 2001, and a family friend went and picked it up in 2001 and has had it until 2017 when it became mine. When I bought the truck, it had 176,000 miles on it, so it was pretty low miles, I mean really low miles for one of these 7.3s. And it was taken care of. It was bone stock, no modifications done to it, and it was pretty well taken care of. It did sit for several years before I bought it, but it still started up and drove. I mean, it got me home and it got me around for quite a while before I started noticing some issues pop up. Now, when I had it, wheel bearing went bad within a month of owning, and then the cam position sensor went out within a month of owning. And that was quite scary when you buy a brand new truck to you, brand new to you, and a month later the cam position sensor goes bad. What that does is it will tell the motor which cylinder is at top dead center, which injector to fire, and if that goes bad, the truck will stall out in the middle of the road, doesn't care, and you'll go careening down the road, no power brakes, no power steering, in a 9,000 pound truck. So that's one of the sensors that definitely does go bad. And other sensors to look out for are the ICP, which I replaced last week, which tells the injectors how much pressure to use, and that can also cause your truck to stall and act weird idles, all sorts of things like that. The easy way to check that is to pull the plug. If there's oil in it, it's going bad. It's a $140 part at Napa, $200 or more at a dealership. I'm running the Napa one. It's been a week and it's been pretty great and no issues so far. There's a couple sensors that go bad, and I mean, they're no big deal. They're pretty easy. The ICP has lasted me. I mean, the truck is about to hit 200,000 miles. We're at 199,200, and it just went out, and it was the factory one because the 3/8 nut on the bottom. So that's something you should not worry about, but just if you're buying a 200,000 mile Powerstroke, know that's something that you might have to change. Look at it. I did a video, like I said last week, and I showed you the location of it. Just check to see if it's a stock one or if it's already been replaced. Cam position sensor, there's different colors. There's a light gray and a dark gray. You can pop under there to see if you can see it. It's kind of hard. Just buy another one and have it in your glove box just in case. And that's only a $30 part on riffraff.com. Another little common quirk failure is on the high pressure oil pump. There's a plug on the back, and there's an O-ring on there that will go bad every once in a while and start causing a small oil leak. Definitely check that first if you notice there's a little puddle underneath the truck. I mean, not very big. I mean, I'm talking like silver dollar pancake, not very big. If you see that, definitely just take a peek under there and replace that O-ring. It's not that hard. It's a little cramped in there, but I can do it. So owning a diesel truck, you got to know that sometimes it's going to feel like this. Just take it. And that's okay, because that's pretty much what these trucks are. They want your money, but they're absolutely worth it in return. I mean, mine's always out of fuel. First off, I drive a lot. I get about 450 miles out of a tank, but I drive city. I'm always doing construction work around the city, so I'm stop-go traffic all the time, but I still get about 450 miles per tank, which is pretty good. But when you're driving, 200 miles a week, you run out of fuel pretty quick, and these things are not cheap to fill. I'm talking like 120 plus to fill these trucks. They got a pretty big fuel tank. Other than that, these things are pretty solid and pretty reliable to drive. So enough with the money part. One more thing that really does bother me about this truck that isn't the cup holders, because they still bother me to this day. One other thing that does bother me a lot about this truck is what's under the hood. Not the 7.3 itself, but the GT38 turbo. This is a Garrett turbo, and it is pretty much perfectly engineered for this truck. Now, you do any sort of modification, a chip or a different intake, you're gonna get turbo surge. I mean, the moment I changed the intake on this truck, and anytime I would be going uphill or putting a little bit of power behind the truck, it started to surge pretty bad, and that will wear out your turbo premium. I'm gonna be pushing my luck with it, but if that one blows up, a GT38R is going to be going into the truck, and that is a ball bearing turbo with a 4-inch inlet, which is what this truck should have came with in the first place. Now, enough of the negative stuff. There's some pretty awesome stuff about the 7.3s. Now, I don't want to deter anybody. I hope that last part didn't deter anybody from buying one. If money is tight, I might steer clear of any diesel truck at that point. Now let's get into the things that I absolutely love about this truck. There is a ton of parts for these. I mean, I'm talking for this year of Ford, there is so many parts that you can buy. I mean, grills, bumpers, headlights, hoods, different fenders, mirrors. I mean, literally anything you can think of, lights, wheels, seriously, everything you can think of you can buy for these trucks. So that was something very exciting for me because I'm somebody that doesn't like to keep their vehicle stock. Example A, the Tahoe that is sitting probably out of frame. But the Tahoe over there, I got it and I could not keep it stock, so I bought, lift kit, wheels, tires, all that fun, the cold air intake, all that kind of stuff. So having a highly modifiable vehicle for me, that was, say that 10 times fast. That is something very important to me, and this truck, I mean, it hasn't let me down yet. I mean, I found a hood I like. There's so many different parts for this truck that I'm going to buy, and I'm excited to buy. So if you're somebody that likes to modify trucks or do fun stuff like that, definitely check it out. I mean, you can switch out to one-piece headlights pretty easy. It's almost like Ford had already planned on doing it, along with there's actually, now that I think about it, under the hood there's a radiator hose that runs right through the belt, but there's a little clamp that obviously was put there for this hose, but Ford decided no, we're just going to snake it through the belt. So let's just say there's some engineering things in this truck that are a little off. Anyways, back to the point, you can put one-piece headlights in this truck fairly easily. All you got to do is cut your header panel to get the back of the headlight to fit, or you buy a $75 header panel that's already cut out for these headlights and you throw it in. I mean, it's pretty modifiable to change the whole front end of your truck. Now, bumper is a whole different story. I mean, you can pretty much put a new one on there pretty easy, but then you're going to be looking at different grills and all that stuff. And I like the 7.3 bumper because everybody runs a 6.0 front end. Now, if you don't like the 6.0 front end, there is a company that builds a bracket set for this truck to put a 2011 nose on it. I think the kit is $1,200 for the brackets, and then you got to locate your 2011 donor truck. So, like I said, highly modifiable. You can pretty much change it to what you want it to be. Different beds, different front ends. The cabs are pretty much the same. I mean, interiors obviously change, but Ford kept that same cab look until the new body style that just came out a couple years ago. Now, I want to talk about the 7.3. It is pretty much a slug. As everybody knows who buys one or is looking at them, they are no 6.0, no 5.9. If you're racing down the road, you are pretty much not going to beat anything except grandma on her wheelchair on the sidewalk. The 7.3 is pretty sluggish, but again, that's super easily changeable. Performance-wise, these trucks are pretty bulletproof. You can push them up to about 400 horse on the forged rods, 500 horse on the forged rods without having any issues, whereas the other rods tend to explode when you get any sort of real power to them. So just be careful if you're looking at a 7.3. If you want to build one for power, try to snag yourself an early 7.3, so 99 to late 2000, I think, is when they stopped. Don't quote me on that. I'll put it somewhere on the video here showing you guys what years that those actually ran through. So definitely keep that in mind if you're looking at a 7.3 to build for power. And also, these 7.3s, you put the right exhaust on them and they sound awesome. Example A. All my truck has is a 4-inch straight pipe turbo back exhaust from Diamond Eye with a 10-inch tip. And it sounds that grumbly and angry. A lot of people want that sound, and it's pretty cool and pretty exciting to see those comments of, oh man, how did you get that sound out of your truck? Everything that I have on my truck is in the description below on this video. But that's whole other reason. I mean, that's a reason in itself to get one of these trucks. Now, with me saying that the 7.3 is a slug when it is stock, it is detuned for a reason. They are super, I mean, these guys are workhorses. They are made into, tow trucks, box trucks. I mean, the 7.3 was a workhorse, and it still is. It is one of the greatest engines ever made. So a stock 7.3, even though it feels slow, it will pull anything you want. I mean, this thing, I have no worries about any trailer that I hook up to because I know it'll tow it and tow it well. So if you're looking into a tow vehicle and you're looking for something somewhat cheap, just go with an old 7.3. Pretty solid trucks. I mean, I gave you the negatives on them. But that's it for this week's video. I kind of touched a couple different subjects there. There's a lot more I could have done, but I didn't want this video to run on for half an hour or 45 minutes because I could have gone on and on about this truck. I just went over some quick quirks and some things that I really appreciate about this truck because I wanted to give you guys a pretty good example and a pretty good idea of what the 7.3 is like for owning. Now, okay, so I told you that was my unbiased opinion, and there's probably some biased in there, but I will say this. I love this truck. No matter how much I complain about it, no matter how much I curse it, when things break, this truck is awesome, and I know at the end of the day, it's going to be the truck that's going to haul anything I want. It's going to drive me wherever I want, and it's going to be just an all-around awesome rig. So here it is, the 7.3 Powerstroke, super awesome truck, and that is my 100% unbiased opinion on the 7.3. Sorry, heard a 7.3. All right, so now, since you guys were awesome and you made it to the end of the video, I know a lot of people won't. They'll click away because they get bored, or, you know, I'm just ugly and they don't like looking at me. But since you guys made it to the end of the video, I'm giving away a set of Now headlights. I was pronouncing it wrong in my video. I kept saying Nao like an idiot, but it's Now. I'm giving away a set of LED Now headlights. These are an H13 bulb, so these will only work if you have the one-piece headlights. Now, in a couple weeks, I'll buy a set for two-piece headlights so I can get them to you guys who still rock the two-piece, because I know a lot of people like those. It just wasn't for me. Now, all you got to do to win this set of headlights is comment down below what your rig is, hashtag PowerStrokeNation, and as a bonus, if you want me to look at your truck, throw your Instagram in there and I'll search you up and check it out. Super easy to enter. I will give these away 2 weeks. It gives me a little bit of time to get some comments on this video for anybody who wants these awesome headlights. Again, these are only for a one-piece headlight like I have on my truck. They are the H13 bulb size. So thank you guys all so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed this week's video. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button, smash the like button, stick around, check out another video, share it with friends. We're almost at 3,000 as of this point. We're at 2,997. So I'll just thank you in advance. Thank you all so much for 3,000 subscribers. This channel has blown up. I mean, it keeps going. It just keeps growing. And I owe it all to you guys. So thank you all so much, and I'll see you next week.
Bye.